Before the video starts, I do want to apologize for the broken lines, the static if there is any, if I did leave any information out, or if I left any highlights out. Life can be going so good. All can be going as planned. You can be blessed beyond your dreams, and one mistake could change your life forever. From being on top of the city to the cell of a prison, this is the story of Ziyon Strickland. If you like the concept of the story, if you want to hear more about his early life, where he's at now, or more of his career, or if there's any other artists, athletes, or people in general you'd like me to cover, just comment down below. Thank you all, and let's get into it. Ziyon was a 5'10", 170-pound wide receiver and corner in the 2018 senior class. He started to break out and show his full potential around his junior season. Playing against All-American talent such as running back Chuck Carr and actual All-American lineman and defensive tackle Jaquay Hubbard, this 19-year-old senior felt he needed to prove his purpose on the field. Through hard work, willpower, confidence, and natural talent, Mr. Strickland will become Pennsylvania Player of the Year, break 3 county records, along with becoming the all-time leading receiver in the county. His record still hasn't been broken today. Now I know what you're thinking. The competition is probably garbage. That could be farther from the truth. Sharon holds rivalry games with back-to-back state champions Wilmington and Farrell, as well as having heated matchups against state champions Aliquippa and contenders in Hickory. His senior season stats were beyond solid, pulling in over 1,100 receiving yards and 23 touchdowns, made even sweeter by his 24 tackles and 6 interceptions on defense, and those 3 unbroken records I talked about earlier. But despite his efforts, the Tigers would only go 22-19 in the total time he played his career at the high school of Sharon. At the end of his senior season, despite being recruited by several colleges, is when everything changed. Now see, I'm an actual jungle baby. I lived my whole life in Sharon for the most part, and I was in school the day everything happened. This is why I had to tell his story. Nobody else has, and nobody else will. This is the story I was told the day of and after the word got out, as well as evidence from the courts.
Knives and baseball bats. Tonight, police are investigating, and a Sharon football standout is among those facing charges. Now, it happened in the 1000 block of Park Avenue around 9:40 last night. 5 people were treated for serious injuries. Right now, 34-year-old Deontay Odom and 18-year-old Ziyon Strickland are facing various charges, including assault. More details now, as Strickland was a high school football standout. He was named the WKBN Big 22 Pennsylvania Player of the Year for last season. During his high school football career, Strickland had 246 catches for more than 4,000 yards and caught 49 touchdowns.
It was February in 2018. The season just ended a few months ago. There are 2 possible beginnings, but only one outcome. The first one is that Ziyon had attended a party one night with some friends. It was rumored that Strickland got into an altercation with a few of the boys at the party, and he ended up getting jumped. I don't remember what the argument was over. After the fight broke out, Ziyon hurried home to find his stepdad, then 35-year-old Deontay Odom, waited for him to come home. He just told his stepfather what had happened. Both men, along with 4 others filled with rage, raced back to the party. Now the second possible beginning is Ziyon already had some beef brewing with one of the members from the opposite group, and then that boy challenged Strickland to a fight through Snapchat. Not one to get jumped because he knew the kid was with other people, he brought his stepdad and friends before leaving. Either way, in both beginnings, upon leaving, Ziyon grabbed a baseball bat and Odom gripped a 5-inch pocket. They ended up at the Wangler Playground and Baseball Field, a Little League diamond. Either they left the party and met there, or that's where they said to meet on Snapchat. From here on out, everything said is proven and there's no strings to connect. I just wasn't sure which beginning was the correct one, so of course I had to tell you both. Supposedly, one of the men in the opposite group broke Zion's window, and a huge fist fight broke out, a Royal Rumble. Odom ended up stabbing 4 of the men involved in the fight, and Strickland admitted to striking 3 individuals with the bat. Not one person in Zion's group was injured, and thankfully, nobody else from the other group was harmed or killed. Well, of course they were harmed. No one from the other group was killed. I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyways, back to the story. The next day, it was around 4th period, I would say. I was in gym class. From accounts from friends in his class at the time, this is what happened. 3 police officers walked up the stairs and down the hallway of the Sharon High School. Once he heard the knock and seen the officer step foot in the door, Zion's heart dropped to his belly button. They placed him under arrest for assault with a deadly weapon and marched him out the front doors of the school. The school where he was building his legacy inside. The school he called home. His identity, his dream. Where he spent most of his life so far. Now he's thinking it's all gone. Strickland was held in the Mercer County Jail and placed on a $50,000 bond. Ziyon was eventually charged with assault with a deadly weapon in order to pay $3,800. Of course, Odom pays half. And sentenced to serve 1 to 2 years in jail for the beating, with 11 days credit, and he also gets school and work release. His stepfather, Odom, was sentenced to 7.5 to 17 years, with 89 days served credit for the stabbings. Ziyon has currently been released from all of my knowledge. Now this here is just another story of how one mistake, one instance of not keeping your pride in your pocket, how one instance of not thinking can turn into a lifetime of regret, broken dreams, wishes, and what ifs. I wish the best for Ziyon in his new life, and I hope he can still be great as he once strived to be. With the legacy of Tylon Elam,
looking towards the sideline and has Elam wide open. 44 yards for the touchdown. Airs it out deep downfield for Sharon grad Ty Elam. He makes a spectacular catch for the first down.
and the emergence of Sharon's superstar Ziyon Phillips. Let's hope Sharon can regain spot in the history books as White Out High. That's all for today. Stay different, stay you, stay free, stay Avito.